Hello everybody and welcome once again to the Health and Fitness Challenge. Yes, it's a review of week 6 and 7 because last week got a bit waylaid. Went to Birmingham for work on Monday and Tuesday of last week, so that was usually the day that Monday's the day that I do this, so kind of threw me out. So we're gonna have to review weeks 6 and 7 here in one go. So without further ado, we're gonna fly through 14 days worth of stuff, and I'm just picking out some of the choice food items from the old menu just to give you a bit of a flavour, some of the more interesting stuff rather than the usual porridge and stuff that I eat quite regularly. So we start with Monday the 30th of September then, and the week got off to not a great start because in the office somebody brought in a load of snacks on the previous Friday because they were leaving to join the police, doing the complete opposite to what I did. And so when I saw Fox's chocolatey white rings and Fox's chocolatey squares, my eyes almost popped out of the head because it's the Fox's biscuits. I love them, absolutely love them, and I'm a big white chocolate person. So that was just like kryptonite to me. I couldn't say no, and therefore I had to have a white chocolate ring and 3 chocolatey squares with my morning cup of tea. So that wasn't the best of starts, but did I feel bad about it? No. I love Fox's biscuits. I pulled it back for the rest of the day though, because I was still 424 calories under, so you know I did well, and I had a healthy snack when I got home before exercise: yogurt, whey protein, honey and granola mixed together. You know, so all in all it was a good day. You've got to have a treat every now and then. Tuesday the 1st of October, I was 106 calories over because I didn't do any exercise. And my calorie consumption was just over 2,000. The highlight of the day for me really was my lunch. I was working from home at a physio appointment, and yeah, my mum had made a rather nice salad. Well, I'm not a big salad person, but this was a fried halloumi with peri-peri mayo salad. Yes, so you know, peppers, cucumber, tomato, lettuce, salad. With several slithers of halloumi cheese that was fried off in the frying pan, so it's all brown and lovely, and drizzled with peri-peri mayo to finish. It was a rather delicious lunch, I must say. Very nice indeed. So that was my Tuesday. Wednesday the 2nd, I was working on some presentations in Newcastle. And I had my lunch in the canteen up there, and that was buttermilk chicken pieces with macaroni cheese. And it was very nice. Rather hearty, indulgent lunch, working away from the office. And on the way home on the train, I also had a white chocolate mocha as well. So, yeah, not bad Wednesday, really. I was 138 calories under because I played football for an hour, so that kind of burned off all of that bad stuff a little bit, I hope. So that was my Wednesday. Another good day. Thursday, another Fox's ring and a lemon drizzle shortbread melt with my morning cup of tea, or coffee rather, because there were still biscuits left over. And Thursday was the first day I was back in the office since Monday, because I was working from home Tuesday, working from Newcastle Wednesday, back in the office Thursday, still biscuits left. I'm like, is nobody going to eat these? Because if nobody else is, I'm here. So I had them. An evening meal, I had sea bass fillet and chips. Now, I like whitefish, cod, haddock, bassa, not a problem. Love whitefish. Any fish with flavour with it, like sea bass or trout or salmon, where you can taste fishiness. No, not for me, thank you very much. And my mum knows this, and she asked me before Thursday dinner, you want fish, chicken for dinner, you know, what do you fancy? I said, oh, I'll have some fish, thinking it would be some whitefish. So when she plated up this sea bass fillet, I said, what's this? Oh, sea bass. I don't like fishy fish, as I like to call it. I don't like fishy fish. Oh, she said you'll eat it. And so I ate it. It wasn't very nice, but it was healthy. You know, no skin, no bones, sea bass piece of fillet. If you're a sea bass fan, it would have been a very beautiful piece of fish, but it just wasn't for me. So that was my Thursday evening meal. Rather disappointing. So I got my penny on Thursday night, and in good old Gordon Ramsay fashion, decided to fashion up a dish for my breakfast on Friday. I was working from home on Friday as well. I had another physio appointment because my knees are buggered, you see. It's all this exercise I'm doing. And I made chia seed pudding. Now, somebody in the Discord had mentioned chia seed pudding, and I was like, what the hell is that? Researched it, they explained what it was, and had a look at it and thought, it's all the rage now, isn't it, chia seeds? I'll give that a bash. So I made it, and what you do, it's like overnight oats kind of thing. You just soak the chia seeds in milk overnight, so 60 grams of chia seeds in about 400 mils of milk, I think it was, 400 millilitres of milk. I just use regular cow milk, but you can use different milks if you wish. And then sweeten to taste, with a bit of brown sugar for me, a spoonful of cinnamon, a spoonful of nutmeg, threw in some raisins as well, mix it all together, whack it in the fridge overnight. And then when it comes out the next morning, it's thickened up, and it's a little, it's a nice pudding. I put it in the microwave, warmed it through a little bit, and voila, a nice, healthy-ish breakfast if you take out some of the sugar and the stuff. But yeah, it was very tasty. It was very tasty indeed. Something a little bit different, and it reminded me very much of tapioca pudding. As a child, I used to eat tapioca pudding with all those little balls in it. It was very much like that. And I'm going to make it again because I've got chia seeds left over, and they're bloody expensive. So that was my Friday little slightly different breakfast, and I came 195 calories under on Friday. I was 343 calories under on Thursday. So the week was going pretty well, despite even all these little treats that were thrown in. Saturday the 5th, I had chia seed pudding, the other half of it, to finish off. So I had that on Saturday morning. For lunch, I had one of my favourites. I've had this before on the challenge, but fish finger sandwich. You can't beat it. Fish finger sandwich in a brown bap with tomato sauce. It is delightful. Absolutely delightful. And I streamed on the Saturday, and I remember eating this during the stream. It was a good old typical northern English dish of liver, sausage, mash, and lashings of onion gravy. Wow, delicious. 61 calories under for Saturday. Sunday the 6th. Donned me pinny again. Donned me pinny once again. And made what is dubbed in Stardew Valley as a complete breakfast. I streamed Stardew Valley at some point, either that week or the week before, and Alex gave us a recipe for complete breakfast. Charlene wicked what it was and relayed it over the chat, and it was fried egg, and it was hash browns in a pancake, and I was like, that's interesting. I'm going to try that. I ended up tweaking it slightly to be much more to my taste. So rather than fried egg, I had scrambled egg with cheese and fresh chives in. Hash browns, also crispy bacon added to it. And instead of having it in a pancake, because I couldn't be bothered to make a pancake, I just bought some corn tortilla roll wraps. So put all of those into a corn tortilla wrap, wrapped it up, bit of tomato sauce, and it was very nice indeed. Almost like a breakfast burrito kind of thing. It was very, very delicious indeed. So that was my Sunday breakfast, and for the rest of the day did pretty well. Even had enough calories left for a bit of a treat of mine, another lot of biscuits that I really do love. The Marks and Spencer's all butter biscuits that come in that yellow packet, if you know them. I could eat a whole packet of them, and have done in the past when I was my more indulgent and heavier self. Whereas now, being on the regime, I only had 3. So very much portion controlled, and enjoyed them with a bit of mindful eating, which didn't last very long because they just melt in the mouth. But I was 197 calories under on the Sunday. So that was the end of week 6, and that meant that I was on average 1821 calories per day on average, which is 79 calories under per day on average to the 2000 calorie target. So I got weighed in on the Monday of week 7 to see how much I'd lost over the previous week, and I'd lost about half a stone. I was 12 stone 8.2, I think I was, the week before, and I weighed in at 12 stone 7.6. So I lost half a stone, or just over half a stone, 0.6 to be precise. So I did well despite the little treats that I had in week 6. So that was good. So then we fast forward then to last week, which was week 7. And the theme continued of not being a completely great week in terms of health kick, but a few treats in there. I'm one of these people that as soon as I start getting sweet stuff into my diet, I find it hard to cut it out. And I started off really well with very minimal sweet stuff in the first half of the challenge, and then in the second half, because I've had a few calories to play with, I've just started to slip in a treat or two, and I've now got the sweet tooth back. Anyway, Monday the 7th then, Viennese dipped biscuits with my morning cup of tea, again from the cupboards at work. This lass who left, she bought enough to feed the 5,000. There was tons of snacks, and there were still some biscuits left over, these Viennese biscuits, so I opened them, and the quicker you eat them, the quicker they're gone. And for evening meal, I was going to Birmingham on the Monday, don't forget, so I was leaving my house at 6:15 to get the train down to Birmingham. So I had to have my tea, my dinner, whatever you want to call it, a little bit earlier, at 5:30. I usually have it around about sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock. So to make it easy on my mother, she said, do you fancy fish and chips? And I was like, of course I do. I haven't had fish and chips for quite a while. I don't think I've had them whilst I've been on this challenge, and certainly not for a while. So yeah, I said, of course, fancy fish and chips for a change. And they're one of the more healthy takeaways. If you don't eat the whole lot of batter on it, or get a lightly battered fish, have only a small handful of chips, and have some mushy peas. So it's not too bad. So that's exactly what I did. Scaled down the chips, took some of the batter off, and had a portion of mushy peas with it. In times gone by in the past, I have been known to have fish, chips, mushy peas, curry sauce, and a large battered sausage in my heyday, if you want to call it that. So yeah, did well to keep the portion sizing down and stick to a healthier version of it. But it was, when you've not had something for so long, it was just so delicious. It really was. Then I went to Birmingham on the train, and I had calories left over because I had a really good day. Really? You've had fish and chips and biscuits? Yes, I know, but outside of that, I still had pretty healthy breakfast and lunch. So I had a bit of supper. Muller light yoghurt, chicken tandoori satay things with a mango chutney dip, and I bought a packet of Fox's chocolate ring biscuits as well. I was in Co-op, you see, getting me supper. Got the satay bites, got the yoghurt, because you get an allowance, you see, if you stay overnight. So, I splashed the allowance on about £3 worth of stuff, and I'm a cheap meal, you see. And I was like, shall I get something to have with a cup of tea? Yeah. What shall I get? Fox's biscuits. Because I'd had them on the Monday, you see, of the previous week. So I was like, yeah, I'll have some more of them, thank you very much. And I had 3. So despite that, though, I was still 173 calories under for the day, so not too bad. Tuesday, I was in Birmingham for the meeting. The meeting was on the Tuesday, and so I was in the hotel. So I made use of the hotel's breakfast facilities. It would be rude not to, and had a full English. Yes, scaled down, of course. So I had only 1 sausage, 1 slice of bacon, some beans, and some scrambled egg, and 1 slice of toast with a mocha coffee and a glass of orange juice. And that would have been quite sufficient, rather than 2 of each, 1 of each would have been quite nice, portion size down. But I was still a bit peckish after that, so I thought I'll also have some extra toast. So I got another 2 slices of toast, 1 with Nutella on, 1 with honey on. And that was my breakfast done. So rather filling breakfast. So I didn't have a lunch. Unless you want to call 2 more Fox's chocolate ring biscuits with a cup of tea at lunchtime a lunch. That's as much as I had. And it was not because necessarily of the morning breakfast, but I actually was rather busy that day and didn't have time to stop for lunch anyway, so it suited me just fine. But I came home to a rather tasty meal. My mum utilised the wraps that were left over from the complete breakfast and stuffed them full of a kind of a homemade spicy chicken fajita style mix. So some chicken with a spicy marinade of some sort with some peppers, onions, mushrooms, wrapped them in these wraps, 2 of them, and made also a portion of homemade cheesy chips. So oven chips with a cheese sauce on. It was nice. It was nice. So yeah, I didn't eat both of the wraps. I ate one wrap and then took all the filling out of the second wrap and just had the filling because the dinner was filling. So that was Tuesday. I didn't exercise because I'd come back from Birmingham, so I was 419 calories over because I consumed 2,409 calories, rather unsurprisingly, with the indulgent breakfast and also quite the indulgent evening meal. So Wednesday, nothing really of note. Did play football, so came 418 calories under, clawed back some of that deficit from the previous day. Donned me pinny again. Because I right fancied making myself some semolina. I bought some semolina 2 weeks ago because I fancied making some semolina pudding, and so that was the day. Wednesday the 9th of October was the day for semolina pudding, and I got a recipe off online which was quite easy to follow. It's just 2 dessert spoons of semolina into a pan, 250 ml of milk, whisk it up whilst it's on a sort of medium to high heat to prevent lumps. When it starts to thicken, turn the heat down to sort of low heat, cook it through for 5 minutes, keep stirring it, and that's the basis of it. And then you just add your flavours that you want. I personally added some brown sugar to sweeten, some raisins, some cinnamon, and then serve it in the bowl. Finish it off with a knob of butter on top, a little bit more cinnamon, and a drizzle of honey. Oh, yeah, it were good. It were good. It were very good indeed. Semolina, bit of the old memories of being at school and having semolina with your school meal. Although that used to come with jam, so that's another twist to it that I may try a little bit in the future when I make it again, because there's tons of semolina in the packet left. It was a 1 kilogram packet of the stuff, so there's plenty of scope for more. So that was Wednesday. Thursday. Last week, of course, the 10th, breakfast consisted of Victoria sponge cake, tea loaf cake with some pat butter on, and what can only be described as a chocolate fridge bite thing, almost like a Rocky Road, which is sort of chocolate, carnation milk, or condensed milk rather, crumbled up digestives all mixed together, put in a baking tray and in the fridge to set. Oh, it was delicious. So 3 different cakes for breakfast because somebody was our big boss was coming down to meet us, and somebody decided to bake some cakes to welcome him, and so yeah, I had 3. I had to sample one of each, really, you know, to see which one was best. And it was the chocolate fridge bite thing. I think it was delicious. Oh, and some raisins and some glacé cherries were in there as well. Oh, it was good. It was good. So I had to make it a healthy lunch. I had to have a healthy lunch. So I had cauliflower and cheese soup, and then brought it back in throughout the rest of the day, so that I was still 124 calories under, despite the cake-a-thon in the morning. Friday the 11th, Friday just gone. Pumpkin spiced latte from Starbucks for morning snack, despite the fact I said I was going to have a good weekend starting Friday because of all that cake. And it was my fault that we went to Starbucks because we hadn't. As I said in the office, I haven't had a Starbucks for about 3 or 4 months, and you know, about a year and a half ago, we used to go to Starbucks every Friday morning at work because there's one in the office complex where we are, and it used to be like a little Friday routine: go and get a Starbucks on a Friday. And so I sort of kind of mentioned this just just out of thin air, and somebody said, let's go then. We'll do it today. We'll start it back up again. I was like, oh, okay. So I had pumpkin spice latte because it's that kind of season now, isn't it? And it was very good. And did I have a small to limit the calories? No, I had a medium. Why? But again, working around that, did pretty well for the rest of the day and was 100 calories under overall. Saturday, started the day with a nice hearty sausage and crispy bacon sandwich. Very good indeed. Went out and picked some pears off my tree, as I said in my video yesterday. And for my lunch, I had my breakfast. Because I was supposed to have porridge for breakfast, but my mum made this sausage and crispy bacon sandwich, which of course you're not going to say no to. So I had porridge for lunch instead, which was just porridge. And rather than the peanut butter porridge that I usually have with cinnamon and honey, I made it with honey and nutmeg instead, which was just as nice. and a kind of semi-healthy healthy lunch. And then for evening meal, while streaming, if you watched the stream at the time, you'll have heard this. I had what can only be described as burnt chicken burgers. Some sort of chicken escalope or burger or whatever it was, which was overcooked and hard and a little bit black on the bottom. And it was like trying to eat a rock cake, so I didn't eat all of it at all, and was not very happy. But at least it saved calories because I didn't eat it all. I didn't eat all the bread either from the burger bun because I was like, what the hell is going on here? I had a few chips and a bit of spaghetti and sausages. So I had some calories left over because I didn't eat it all. So I thought, you know what, after the stream had finished, I'm going to make my semolina again. So I made the semolina again and enjoyed it just as much as I did on the first time I made it. It really is lovely. So I was 10 calories under on Saturday. And then Sunday, yesterday, I was 196 calories under. Nothing really of note because I was being healthy to try and finish the week off in a healthy fashion. So just the usual mundane foodstuffs that I usually eat when I'm trying to be good. So 196 under yesterday, which brings me in for the week at an average of 1904 calories per day, which is 96 calories under per day on average. So again, despite all this extra little biscuits and cake and fish and chips and whatever else, I'm just kind of slipping into the diet at the minute because I'm getting a taste for sort of indulgent foods now. I'm still finding it hard to hit the 2,000 calorie target. Not that I'm complaining. So got on the scales this morning and thought, surely I'll be happy to maintain this week. I didn't want to lose any more weight anyway, after I'd already met my target at the end of the first half of the challenge. So stepped on the scales and they said 12 stone 7 dead. 12 stone 7.0. So I'd lost 0.6 again of a pound, another half a pound, which means over the last 2 weeks I've lost a stone. Sorry, I've lost a pound. I've lost a pound. So yeah, I'm happy with it actually. I didn't want to lose weight, but if I'm still losing weight, then it's a consequence of the exercise. So over the past 3 weeks of the second half of the challenge, my exercise, I've exercised every day apart from 2. So that's 19 days out of 21. I've been under target on average every week by close to 100, more than 100 in some cases. And there's 1 week to go. This is the final week of the challenge, folks. So if you're still doing it, you're still following, you're still maintaining, whatever you're doing, if you're still doing something, then it's keep on for just 1 more week. And then we can all celebrate together at the end of week 8, which formally brings a close to this challenge. Although technically speaking, I'm going to go right up until my holiday, which is on the 7th of November. So I've got another 3 weeks to go after this. And then all hell will break loose because I'll be back to my old ways on holiday. And then I come back off my holidays and it's December, near enough. And as soon as December hits, it's definitely festive season. Nights out start, Christmas meals start. It just goes to hell in a handbasket. So all of this hard work will be for naught because I'll end up being back to where I was come the 1st of January 2020. But anyway, there you go. 1 week to go, folks. Keep it up. Let me know how you're getting on. And next week we'll see the curtain close down on the challenge, so we can celebrate together, hopefully. So join me for that. Until then, see you soon.